Ready to go, finally. Okay, episode 3 disclaimers. There were none. I was a good boy again. However, I do want to acknowledge Mr. Scott Stevenson. Yes, Ladera moms, you ladies crushed it, pounding him with emails, getting those fields open. Mr. Stevenson, I heard you were on the phone for 4 hours plus. Hats off to you, my friend. Let's play some freaking baseball this weekend, and welcome to EP4. Yeah, 4. Wow, can you guys believe it? I can't. Stein coming back at you kind of live. Carl's Casita out here in lovely Ladera Ranch, California, South Orange County, the bubble. Ladera Ranch is that bubble within the bubble. What is this show, you ask? I don't know. Who am I? I'm just a dude having some fun. This show, art project, oral history for the community. Essentially, I love my little bubble within the bubble so much that I felt it needed to be documented. It's a very special place we live in here. So, I said, I'm going to talk to some of my neighbors. It might be, a lot of them are cool. We might have some A-holes, but hey, that's just the way it goes. Tonight, no A-holes. We're already looking good, looking across from me. We will get there in a second. You're looking handsome, my friend, tonight. Yes, you are. So yeah, essentially, if you want to come on the show, you got something to say, you email me, cstein, C as in cat, STEIN 33 at iCloud.com. cstein@icloud.com, and we will get you on here. You can come on as a swim, somebody who isn't me. We can disguise your voice, whatever we need to do to get you on here, to let you say what you want to say. We are all for it. Rome went on almost 600 years. We're going on 23 strong right here, right now. And with that, this is Stein time, and it is time to chat, my friends. Tonight, I have not only a friend, but a neighbor, my first neighbor, kind of popping the neighborhood area. Mr. Eric Foster is in the house. Hello, Eric.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, hey, it is my pleasure. Thank you for doing this, and I'm so stoked. You make me smile just because when you supported me by listening to the show. I'm like, check it out, and then you checked it out. And then I love that you're texting me was about Yoshi, Mario Kart. I love that.
Yeah, you said you could learn a lot from a Mario Kart character, and you said Yoshi. I was like, oh shit, me too.
Yeah, right. So I feel like, you could definitely learn a lot about a person by who their Mario Kart character is. And I was shocked that Daryl, shout out to Daryl, I was shocked that he was a toad. Toad. Can you believe that?
Yep.
Gosh, and you always had those homies that were Wario. I could not stand Wario.
Or Koopa, like the big fucking slow guy.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that?
Well, Koopa Troopa was kind of a G. He's fast, like the little turtle guy, but gosh.
Not
and then
King Koopa.
Yeah, heck no, Bowser. Yeah.
Bowser.
Bowser, yeah. See, so some people refer to him as King Koopa and others say Bowser, but yeah, I'm trying to think, like, when I last beat Super Mario was like probably the Nintendo 64 version.
Yeah, same. There's a movie coming out. Did you see that?
I saw that preview, and Donkey Kong's in the preview. Yeah, dude, that looks like a good one. I'm sure I cannot wait for that. So, gosh, I mean, pleasure to have you here, dude.
Pleasure to be here.
How long have you been in Ladera for?
So 2.5 years we moved here. So we relocated from Atlanta like 2.5 years ago. Peak pandemic.
Ooh,
yeah.
so like 2020-ish.
Yeah, July of 2020. Yeah, I might have told you this already, but we had already decided to move out here, relocate for my wife's work before the pandemic even hit. So we had this like 8-month lead time that we knew we were moving. And then all of a sudden pandemic hits and we're like, man. Well, shit. I mean, we're still going to go, but it was peak pandemic. My wife didn't want to fly. So we rented an RV and did a 10-day road trip across America.
Oh, that's pretty sick, dude. I've always wanted to do something like that.
It was
so
awesome.
You went from Atlanta to here.
Yep. It was awesome. The kids loved it. We loved it. The eastern part of the United States are boring as shit. Like leaving Atlanta, going up through like Mississippi, Oklahoma, and all that, and like into the plain states, very boring.
It's flat, just
top of
flat.
Texas. It was so
farmland.
Hot. It was so hot too. We got to Oklahoma and stayed one night at this RV park, and it was 117 degrees out and probably like 40-mile-an-hour winds. So when you open the door to the RV to go outside, it just felt like opening an oven. It was ridiculous. But then we came out further to like New Mexico, and then we went up. We did like a few-day detour up like around Utah, spent a couple of nights up there. That was gorgeous.
Was everything just like empty because of COVID? Like a lot of the sites or...
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of things weren't open. Actually, we were supposed to do the Grand Canyon. I've never been to the Grand Canyon.
Me neither.
We were supposed to come back down from Utah and hit the Grand Canyon, and it was closed because of the pandemic, which is funny because it's an outside thing, but it was...
Right, and it's massive. Like,
yeah.
Maybe the main lookouts and all that were closed or something.
Yeah, it was closed, so we couldn't go, but we still had a really good
So
time.
wait, how the hell do you buy a house in that situation?
Well, we didn't buy at first, so we just bought. That's why I'm your neighbor now.
Yeah.
Boom shakalaka.
We just bought in July, so we decided because we came out here sight unseen. We had never heard of it. Like I didn't know what Ladera Ranch was. We were doing before the pandemic. My wife was flying out here for work.
Okay. And her office is in Lake Forest, I think she told me, or something like that.
Yeah, well, it was like Irvine, kind of near the Spectrum Center.
15 minutes or less close.
Yeah. So she knew that area, and then we had kind of toured around a little bit. I think the furthest south we ever went was Dana Point, and I was like, oh, this is nice, but it feels really far out, like far south.
Okay.
Because we were thinking, I don't know, like, are we going to be closer to LA? Like her sister was and husband and family were in West Hollywood. So we were like, oh, it'd be cool to be close enough to them to like, see them as often as possible. And then I did like a little recon mission right before the pandemic and flew out here, rented a car, and then kind of drove through like Huntington Beach, Costa Mesa, like kind of
that's really
in
smart.
And around Irvine. Never came this far. Lake Forest.
Okay.
And then we got a real estate agent, just online and talking to her over the phone, and she kept driving us this way. She's like, 2 young kids, like you're gonna love it there. Like it's a really good area to raise a family.
Totally.
And so she did a couple of tours of rental houses at the time, just like a FaceTime tour. And we're like,
that's crazy. A FaceTime tour.
Yeah, that's all we could get. So,
wow.
Which was funny because my wife's company was going to fly us out 2 or 3 times to come and check the area out, and but we couldn't do that because everything was just shut.
No one wanted to show you anything because they're tripping.
Yeah,
I remember, dude, the pandemic. I remember the early days. Freaking, we would order our groceries, from Instacart or wherever my wife orders them from, and she would literally, I never agreed with this. She would literally like shoot the bags with like Lysol or spray, and wipe all our grocery bags and even wipe the groceries. And I'm thinking like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, we get. I
Shoot
can
me
remember
now.
Getting
me
deliveries like Amazon deliveries, and my wife being like, oh, let's leave it on the porch for a day.
Let it air out for 24 hours, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
okay.
And we came so far, like so fast. So I'm scared for the next one. Hopefully it's but gosh, it's so gnarly. So dang, looking at houses like that. So you just said, screw it, we'll rent, and when the right time comes.
Yeah, we just said like, okay. Well, and we were kind of doing it on a trial basis as well. So we were in the Atlanta area for 18 years, and
So by the city or what's?
We lived in an area like this historic district called Grant Park. We lived there. We had a house there for 10 years, and then we moved out to the burbs once our oldest was old enough to go to schools, because in the city the schools are shit.
And Grant Park's in the city.
Yeah, it was actually like the first neighborhood in the city. It's like these beautiful, like, kind of Victorian homes.
How old was your home? I was going to ask.
1932.
Dang, that's rad.
Yeah, it was nice. So we fixed it up and we lived there, but it was small.
No ever like haunted, creepy vibes or anything?
I don't think so, maybe.
Some of those houses, I bet, though, those real old ones. Sorry, I'm like super into that. And that's one thing we lack kind of over here on the West Coast is just that history, those older buildings. I mean, 1932 is pretty darn old. So that's rad. So I've never been to Atlanta. I've always wanted to go.
Oh, it's a nice city to live in. I wouldn't recommend going there as a tourist.
Really?
Yeah, we always said, like, it's a living city. Like, you're not a tourist there. It's not like going to New York or something like that where there's anything cool to really see. There's they've got a couple museums, like the World of Coke and like the world's largest aquarium, but like, really, who cares? It was a good city to live and work in.
That's interesting. I've never heard somebody say that, but I mean, I get that makes a lot of sense. Of sense. Like, it's fun. But like you said, you had kids and you moved to the suburbs.
Yeah, we moved up to the suburbs, and so we were there for 8 years. And then this opportunity came up to move out to California, and we were like, shit, all right. And then, like I said, the pandemic hit and we still did it. But yeah, sight unseen, our real estate agent was like, oh, this house. And so she did a FaceTime tour with us. And then my wife's sister, who was in LA, she came down and met our agent and toured it. And she called us.
Cool.
Yeah, she
that's
did it
cool.
on our behalf. And she was like, you guys are really going to love this area. It's really nice. So yeah, we rented for 2 years because we just thought, our oldest had 2 years left of elementary school. We're like, all right, maybe we'll do this on like a trial basis. If it sucks, if nobody likes it after 2 years, then, no harm, no foul. We can move somewhere else or move back. So that's what we did. But obviously we fell in love with the bubble.
Bubble, baby. I love that. That's so smart, though, just to rent for 2 years and see if you really like it. Because like you said, you're there at your daughter's at the end of elementary school, and, you don't know, you'd been in Atlanta for so long. And I mean, Suzanne, your wife, twin sister. So I'm sure that, like, how long were they out here in California before you guys?
They were here 4 years before we got here, or 3 or 4. They were up in West Hollywood. And then I think, as you know, but the the audience doesn't know, they came down. So we hadn't seen them in probably almost, a year, 8, 9, 10 months because of the pandemic. And then they came down to visit when we first moved in and stayed with us for a couple weeks, and they fell in love with it. And so they left their place in LA.
I love that.
Now they live 7 houses down.
That's so great. And I mean, and you and Brian, your brother-in-law, are homies too. So that's rad. And then obviously your wife, Suzanne's twin sister.
Yep.
That's so cool, dude. That is so good. So you're here to stay, just like me.
Yep. Yeah, we're successful transplants for sure.
Heck yeah, and
I'm in love.
Your daughter plays with, or our daughters play. Yes. I should say. Your little daughter's Audrey.
Yeah, Audrey was talking about Henley at dinner tonight, and they're little besties now.
Dude,
very cute.
Yeah, we're both our daughters are very sweet and very pretty, and we're in for a rude awakening. I feel like not a rude awakening, just like we'll raise them nice, but I'm saying, gosh, like. Rude awakening as in just guys trying to holler at my little girl, like, ooh,
yeah.
I'm gonna go Rocky 3 on them.
My oldest, who is 12, she's got her first boyfriend now.
Oh man,
it's very sweet and innocent, but yeah, it's a whole thing.
Wow,
that is like, it's opening up a new world for sure. But I can remember being 12 and when I was in 6th grade, I had a girlfriend. And
how old were you for your first kiss? I think I was 7th grade.
7th grade as well. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom shakalaka.
At the roller rink.
Oh snap! Nice. Mine was on the side of this elementary of my junior high school.
There you go.
I had like people standing around. It was really nerve-wracking.
They're watching.
Yeah.
Egging you on?
I don't know if it was like egging or I just remember I don't know. I remember it's a big moment in my life though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, we used to go to a skating rink every Friday night. That was like our thing. I had a older brother who was 16 and he could drive, and he was dating my best friend's sister. So like it was like a group of us that all hung out, and like he was nice enough to let us tag along and go roller skating every Friday. And yeah, that's where.
Do you got moves on the roller skates?
I kind of do, yeah.
Sick, dude. Sick.
Actually,
People get down on those roller skates, man. Like
I could be pretty funky if I need to.
I love that. We're gonna, dude. I think the nearest one like Fountain Valley, Fullerton, or something.
Yeah, because my kids are into it, and I wish there was one closer, because that's the only one. That's like the closest one, and we've gone a few times. But yeah, it's like.
But wait, I saw you on rollerblades around here the other day. So
yeah, I can. Yeah, because Eliza, my oldest, she's got roller skates. She got them for Christmas, and she loves it. And I was like, oh yeah, I actually borrowed some rollerblades from my brother-in-law, and yeah.
But if you're gonna like bust some moves and do the dancing, you got to be on some roller skates, right? Quads,
yeah, speed skates preferably. Yeah.
Yeah, they call some other things quads too, but we won't go there. Yeah. Nice. So, dude, so funny. Kids growing up fast. I love it. Actually, I got a funny story. My oldest, Kanan, 10. We're at the baseball fields the other day, just watching a game, and he's with his group of little friends, and they're watching, and all of a sudden one of his friends says, "Oh my gosh, Carl, so-and-so just said something so inappropriate." And at the time, I'm just thinking all the people around, I'm like, just playing it down, like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me. So then we leave the place and we get in the car to head home. And I'm telling my son, so what was said that was so inappropriate, right? Sterling, his homie, was just couldn't wait to tell me, and I didn't want to hear it. So my son's in the front seat blushing, like, Dad, no, just going like I've never seen him blush like that. And he's like, I don't want to tell you. I'm like, dude, just tell me. Like, you got to tell me, no secrets. Like, tell me. So it finally comes out of him, and he's like, what did he say? He said, so they have another brother who has an older brother. He said, so-and-so's older brother told this kid that he wants to marry a celebrity and squish her boobs all day. and he was so embarrassed and like so afraid to tell me this. And I played it off like, oh, that's weird, or that kid's weird. But like, deep down, I'm kind of like, it's one of those moments where I'm like jumping for joy, like nice, like, like to my son's face, I'll call that kid weird or whatever. But deep down, I'm kind of like jumping for joy a little bit, maybe, or taking that kid like, oh man, classic. Just classic.
It's funny with kids getting older. Like we used to like censor the music, like we're a big music household, and we would have, in the car and at home, and then like, I know certain songs that would come on, they're good songs, but might be dropping an F-bomb or something, and you
got to change it real quick.
I'd turn it down during that part, and then we've gotten to the point now where we don't care. Like they're gonna hear it. Kids in middle school especially, like that's how they talk. Like it, I did the same thing. It's fine. So it's
dude, it's a whole new world, that middle school. That's when I really kind of just hit my own gear, you could say. It was.
Well, I heard you say on one of the other podcasts that your middle school was like mine, so just 7th and 8th grade.
Correct.
So it is weird. To, like elementary school for me, it went up through 6th grade. The difference between 6th graders and 7th graders is
huge. Dude. That's a big puberty.
Really
year.
Big, right? Yeah. So I'm actually surprised that middle schools do that, especially like 6th grade to 8th grade. Like you look at some of these 8th graders, and full on mustaches,
dude.
Shit.
Right?
Like,
if I have any 8th graders hollering at my 6th grade girls,
no.
Well, that's why I got my son though. Just pound him. I'll have him pound.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. He'll give him double pounding. So, all right, shoot. Hey, I think I have some life pro tips. Let's see. Somewhere down here. I think I remember like finding some good ones for us, maybe. Because I want to hear your Ladera pro tip.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you came with one. So let's see. I like this one because I'm going on vacation in a week. It says, life pro tip. Pay attention to how your house smells when you come back from a long trip. That's what your guests smell when they visit you.
Yep. So true. When I was younger, and so I was away at school, I went to art school in England.
Wow.
And I lived in a house with 4 other dudes, and we all smoked cigarettes. And
in the house.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's Europe for you. I like that.
And we also just like being like 20 years old,
living the life, dude. Living the life.
I would go. So we would go. Like my wife Suzanne and I would go to her parents' house. They live about 40 minutes outside of London, and we would go to their house for a random weekend. And I'd unpack my bag and like you can just smell it, and I was like, oh shit, like
Oh shit,
this is how gross my house is.
They're like, who's
in their
this?
nice clean house.
Oh, that's classic. That's a good first impression.
Yeah,
So she, yeah, because she's from London.
yeah,
Or England, I should say.
Yeah, she grew up a bit outside of London, southeast of England. Yeah.
So funny. My little daughter Capri, I think she came over here the other day to like get Audrey, tell her it was dinner time or whatever, and she leaves, and I'm inside, and all of a sudden I hear Capri talking like trying to mimic the British accent, and it was actually pretty good. I'm like, Capri, what are you doing? She's like, Daddy, I want to talk like Audrey's mommy. She talks so cool, Daddy.
It's just because you watch Peppa Pig all the time.
Oh, probably, right? Gosh, I can't stand that George Pig though. I'll get him one day. All right, it's a classic. Yeah, hope I'm gonna make note of that. I mean, I feel like we do a pretty good job keeping our house clean, but that's I just thought that was funny, and like you said, true, because smells travel with you and they stay in there. So
yeah.
So when you got back, it smelled like cigs too.
Oh yeah, all the time.
All right, I like this one too. Although it's been a minute since I've been in a wedding, I think those days are behind me. But it says, if you're asked to be a bridesmaid's groomsman or MOH/best man, maid of honor, best man, consider the hidden cost fine print before you say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Have you ever had those weddings where you just had to buy shoes and
definitely,
the rental couldn't work, so you had to buy a custom or you had to buy the suit that they tailored, and and you had the bachelor party.
Yeah, I've been a best man in 3 weddings, I think 3 or 4.
Boom shakalaka.
Wow. And then you had to plan a bachelor parties too then.
Yeah, but they were slightly easier. We were, everyone was young and didn't have money. It's not like we were flying across the country or the world or anything.
All right, so what's like the biggest, most grand bachelor party you planned?
Oh, nothing big. We got a limo, and this was when I was still living in Michigan. Oh no, I take that back. I was not living in Michigan. I was in England, but my friend was still in Michigan, and I went back for it. And we got a limo, and we went downtown to downtown Detroit, which is kind of a shithole, but there's a couple of decent places. Went to like a casino.
So it was just a one night. It wasn't like a weekend deal.
Just a one night, and maybe the groom was definitely puking on the way back.
Hey, then that's successful. Yeah. And that's successful. Yeah, see, mine were always like a weekend thing, and I just remember sometimes being like, "Oh my gosh, I just dropped $1,000,000," and then I spent, it's like before you know it, like $1,500, $2,000 just to be in a wedding, and like, oh man. But
and then people do those destination weddings too, and you're like,
see, I haven't had any of those, thankfully.
Yeah. No, well, I haven't either. Not many, not much, but yeah, I know some people do, and it's like they expect everyone to drop, whatever, $3,000 to appear in Jamaica for a weekend.
And then are you like a dick if you don't or
right,
can't or not just that, we're older now, we got kids, like I can't just leave them or stick them with someone or like what? Yeah, no, I hear you.
I think we're done with wedding seasons.
Finally, for 20 years or 10 years or gosh, yeah, don't remind me. All right, so give me your Ladera pro tip. That's all I got on the LPT side tonight.
So I liked Tim's pro tip.
We can't go there. We can't go there.
Shout out to.
Okay, so wait, remind the folks of what that is, please. Remind the folks of what that is. Ladera pro tip.
So when I was listening to that episode with Tim, and he did his pro tip of turning left onto Cecil Pasture, because you're not allowed to. Like if you're going to Selma's or Albertsons there, and you're going up, what is that, O'Neill?
Yep.
By the dog park, you can't turn left there for whatever reason. I guess they don't want people cutting through and like making that a big thoroughfare. I get it. But Tim's tip was which I do the same thing. If there's nobody around, I'll turn left. But if there's people behind me, I feel bad turning left because I'm a rule follower a little bit, I guess. So yeah, I'll turn right into the dog park and do the U-turn. And as soon as you turn, there's obviously a camera there above the stoplight, and it changes it for you, so it's green all of a sudden, and then everyone else, like including you, that gets pissed off and has to stop.
Oh my gosh, it drives me nuts. I can't oh man, it's tough. You make the light go red for all of us, so you guys could just keep going up and turn left.
It's a pain in the ass.
Oh man. So your pro tip is that you come in here and back up Tim's pro tip, man. Wait, sorry, we gotta end this show, folks.
I've got my own pro tip, but his I agree.
Okay, so I like the fact of they should make it like a solid green, right, to where it's a right away left. So if there's no oncoming traffic,
Yeah.
Actually, no, because I don't want people stopping there to make a left. Like if there's nobody there and you can make a left real quick, go for it. I'll do that all day long.
That is another thing that.
But you said you're a rule follower, so you won't run that risk.
I mean, I don't know. If there's people around, I feel like guilty because they're like, this asshole breaking the rules. I'm like, all right, there's rules. One thing that I've noticed, at least around here, I haven't been everywhere in California, but at least in Southern California, they don't have the blinking yellow like left arrow at stoplights. Whereas like where I grew up in Michigan and living in Georgia, they did. Like if you come up to you get in a left-hand turn lane and there's a divided highway or just two lanes going each way, and it's that light's not red for you. It's like usually a blinking yellow, which means if there's nobody coming and it's safe to go, you can go. Because the amount of times that I've sat at a light here and I'm like, this is stupid. Like I'm sitting here for 3 minutes
for a green,
waiting for the
left
green
arrow. Yes.
Yeah, and like there's nobody coming.
Dude, I feel like Ladera, they need to calibrate their lights or something because it should turn green. A normal light in a lot of other places will just turn green. It'll sense that nobody's coming that other direction.
There, and then you're
but
there.
The ones in Ladera don't. They got to go through the whole cycle. So wait, in back east they'll flash yellow.
Yeah, it's just like the left arrow is flashing yellow. Yeah, after it's like say it's turned green as soon as everyone goes, and then it runs its cycle for like a minute, and then it turns into a flashing yellow, which means if it's safe to turn left, go ahead and turn left.
I love that.
Yeah, and I don't see that around here, and it's a bit of a pet peeve.
Gosh, so speaking of driving around here. Well, here's one more life pro tip I forgot to have. It says, waving someone through a stop sign when they stopped after you is not doing anybody a favor. And most competent drivers are just annoyed at you for behaving unpredictably.
Yep, I would agree.
Oh, wait, I thought that was boom shaka, but hey, we don't edit. Yeah, they are horses, dude. Exactly. They are freaking barn animals. Learn how to drive your car. Go be an animal. Like, I can't stand that, dude. When I'll be driving and this person obviously stopped waiting for me. I'm sitting there waiting for them, and they wave me through, and then I'm like, huh? Like, I seriously don't know what they're doing. I think they're waving at me sometimes. And I'm like, wow. And same thing with the roundabouts. I just want to shout people out. The person in the roundabout has the right of way. Yes. So you should never stop in the middle of a roundabout to let somebody in. No. Ever, period.
Well, and that's another thing too. Like in England, they use their turn signal in roundabouts to indicate if you're going to be.
I do that for people. I do that for people,
and I do too. But I feel like it's very
I like
rare.
That. That's a good pro tip.
It's very rare. Actually, yeah. Well, I have two pro tips.
Hey, yeah, signal in the roundabouts.
One
I like
pro
that.
tip is signaling in the roundabouts just to let people that are waiting to turn into it and go right or whatever, and you're gonna turn right in front of them, but they they're still sitting there. If you just hit your signal before you come up to it, then they'll know and they can go.
Yeah, that's a great one. Because I do that on a regular road.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
as you should.
Okay, nice. And then what was your other one?
My actual pro tip is as much as I don't want to add e-bikes to this community.
Oh man,
fuck some of those little kids,
dude. They are gnarly little freaking
with their e-bikes. But for us, for adults with little children, we got these rad runners, like little cargo electric bikes with, and I installed a seat and little handlebars and pegs on the back, and we put our kids on them and we go everywhere. Like we ride through the trails out through Marbella. We go to San Juan Capistrano, go out to eat. There's a little
the trail down there is rad that gets you to Doho.
And we take it to Doheny, and you can be there in 30 minutes on the e-bikes, and it's fun. The kids love it. I've got a little speaker on mine and blasting some tunes.
So you and a kid, so you have two bikes. Okay, got it.
I can cram both of my daughters on the back of mine, and I do.
And they can sit on the back, so all three of you are sitting at the same time.
Yeah. I've got a padded seat that's got a seat back, and then there's little handlebars for them, and then foot pegs.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So the 2 sets of handlebars or 3?
No, just one set of handlebars for the kids, and they, the little one just kind of hold on to the bigger one. But I did put 2 sets of pegs on my bike for them for those rare times.
Pegs were gangster.
Oh yeah.
I loved pegs, dude. I loved pegs back, dude. That's rad. So who makes them?
Rad,
R-A-D.
Yeah, the Rad Runner. They're out of, I think, Seattle maybe. And yeah, they're awesome. They go 22 miles an hour. And like I said, you can get the seat and put the kid on the back and go. Like we can be to the coast in 30 minutes, and it's just fun.
Do you know like their range or whatever?
Yeah, 40 miles. So
more than enough.
Yeah, you can go to the beach and back to the beach and back before you feel like you need to charge it. So
that's so sick.
Yeah.
See, I need an electric bike really bad so I could start surfing trestles like a lot. Lower. Have you ever been down to Lower Trestles? San Clemente, Trestles Beach.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so it's kind of a schlep. Huge schlep if you want to go to Lowers, but a big schlep if you want to go to like Uppers, Cottons. But electric bike for sure. I need one of those fold up ones though.
Oh yeah. I see the rad bikes that we have. They make a surfboard holder for the side
really?
as well. Yeah. I've seen
so
people
what's
with
like
that.
the rough MSRP on those rads?
At the time that we bought them 2 years ago, I think they were $1,200 each or $1,300
That's not
each.
bad.
No, it's
not
bad.
at all,
Like,
dude. Those
totally
Super
worth it.
73s are ridiculous.
Are they? I don't
Yeah,
even know
dude,
how much
like
they are.
2,500 to
What?
$5,000. Yes.
No shit. And like
Yes.
every kid.
I know,
here
right?
has one.
Every kid, and not just that. You ever see the ones that look like an actual like dirt bike? Like
Oh, yeah,
a
the
125cc or something.
Yeah, what are those things called?
Surons.
Yeah, they don't have pedals, which means it is technically.
Oh, they
like,
don't have pedals.
they
I
don't
never
have
noticed
pedals.
that.
And so I think that technically makes it like an e-dirt
Dude, they
bike.
have so much
And you
torque.
have to have a license for that. Like those kids that are riding those, that's illegal. They're not allowed to have those.
Interesting. Yeah, my son wants an e-bike so bad, but he's only 10, and we're like, no,
Nah,
not yet, dude. You're
very
not.
young,
You're
yeah.
not ready for that. These kids are doing wheelies, like jumping.
Oh yeah.
Like
I've seen some of those kids like coming down O'Neill, and there's like a pack of them. They're doing the wheelies and like the seat transfer shit, like putting their knees on the seats, and like that's a talent, I guess. Like
Yeah.
cool, good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
But like, get the fuck out of the road.
exactly, dude. I'll like go fast by him just in hopes that my wind behind my car, the drift. I don't know would you call that, the drift
Yeah, yeah.
or the pole,
Yeah.
you know, something. Just hopes that it like shakes him a little bit. You're right, dude. You got to put him in check and say, hey, little mofo, like.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing this.
Stay in your lane, learn how to ride that thing. They need to charge $100 or I don't know. They need to have some kind of like license for those things, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. Well, like I said, the ones I think without the pedals, they're classified as something different, and I think technically they do. That you have to have like some type of permit for it.
That's super interesting. As you should, dude. As you should. Those things are super freaking dangerous.
Yeah.
All right, nice. So I like those. Those are some solid pro tips for real. For real, they were. They were. So where was? I know we talked about Atlanta. So where was like high school for you?
Michigan. I grew up in Michigan, like the suburbs of Detroit, kind of in between Ann Arbor and Detroit.
Ann Arbor is really nice. That's where Michigan Wolverines are, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Sick. So how did you go to college there?
I did a year and a half, I think, college there. And then, so my wife was born and raised in England, and then her dad was an engineer at Ford, and he came over to Michigan is where Ford is headquartered. So he came over on a design project for 3 years. And so we met during that time, my junior year of high school, her freshman year.
Wow.
And so we were together for 3 years, and then the family moved back. And then we did the long distance thing for, like 2 years, I guess, or about
Bro,
2
that
years.
is long distance.
Yes, it was. Yeah. And so, we were flying back and forth, when we could, like spring breaks, summer breaks, all that. And then, it was like, okay, I'm sick of this. Like, I want to be with her. So that's when I went and applied.
So you guys were high school sweethearts.
Yep.
Nice. Same here.
Oh, yeah.
Shout
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah. Laguna Hills right down there.
What year did you get together?
Oh man, trying to get me in trouble. Come on now. I know how many years we've been
All right,
together.
how many years have
So I was like a junior in high school.
Yeah.
I think when we started dating. So
Same.
yeah. So how many years? You tell me.
27.
20. Yep. Boom. I like it. I like it.
1995.
Are you're one of those guys that's like, you don't miss a date, huh?
No, I'm very specific with shit like that.
No, see, smart. I need to take some notes. I'm good. I'm like romantic, but I'm very spur of the moment. I'm not a planner.
Oh, I just have a weird memory. Like I can remember like things, like dates and stuff like that, like very well. It just sticks
Solid.
in my head.
That is so
That's how my
good.
brain works.
Hey, that's good though. Creative dude.
Yep.
Creative dude. So, dang. So Michigan. So what'd you guys do for like fun out there? Like, did you ride dirt bikes? Like, high school like house parties, or were the parties in the fields, or like?
Oh yeah, both. It was in high school, like we were in the
Okay, wait. So wait, how many kids were in your graduating class for high school?
1,100. I walked with 1,100 kids. There was 4,000
That's
kids
insane.
in my high school.
I walked with like 420.
Yeah.
For real.
And then my school had 4,000 kids, and there were 3 other schools, high schools in my city that also had 4,000 kids.
That is heavy.
Massive. It was like the far at the time, it was like the far reaching suburbs of Detroit. So like that's where kind of everybody went in the early to mid 80s. And yeah.
Is this before, was there still a lot of industry in Detroit at that time, or?
I don't know. Like nobody that I knew worked down there, or lived down there. There was, everyone had moved out and like moved in, to suburbs, and then they got bigger, and then they just kept going further and further out. Like when I first moved to where I grew up, my parents' house, there was nothing on this one road. It was just like fields. Mm-hmm. And then within, I don't know, 10, 12 years, it was just like strip malls and restaurants. Damn. And like tons and tons of shit. It just like kept growing and growing. But yeah, we lived in a suburb that had over 1 million people in it, the city. And yeah, the high schools were big.
That's incredible. You walked with 1,000 people. Like, that is incredible.
But listen to this. So yeah, over 1,000 people in my graduating class, like 1,100 students. And then I wasn't living, I forget where I was living at the time for I think I must have been in England, my 10-year reunion. No, I was in Atlanta. But I didn't go to the 10-year reunion for whatever
Me neither.
reason. And then, but I wanted to go to the 20. And
I
was like, 20. They started planning it, and they ended up killing it because they only had like 35 people register for it. I was like, what? We had over 1,000 kids. Like
35. That's exactly, horrible
yeah.
odds. I think there was like at least 80 at my 20, but I was disappointed. I wish I saw more people.
Yeah, so they canceled it. So I was in Georgia at the time, and one of my good friends that I went to middle school with and high school with, he had moved there as well. And so we were planning on flying up together, and like we were going to go. Yeah. And they canceled it because they only had 35 people register for it. I was like, what the fuck?
Dang. Hey, there's always 30, right? Or did that? Yeah, we got a while till there, but shoot. Getting wild. So where'd you go to college? Or you said design school or art school? Or?
Yeah, I went to an art school just outside of London. At the time, it was called Kent Institute of Art and Design. It's since merged with...
For digital art? Or
Yeah, I was graphic design major.
Are you gnarly in Photoshop?
Yeah.
Like Illustrator? What was like your tool?
Photoshop.
Photoshop.
Raster graphics was bigger for me than vector. I can do both, but Photoshop was my jam back in the day, and then I became a web designer and Flash. You remember Flash?
Yeah, I used to use what was it? Macromedia, Dreamweaver.
Yeah, I learned on Dreamweaver.
I used to use it. I just messed around with it, but yeah, dude.
Yeah, I learned on all that, and was a web designer for many years, and got into like digital marketing and advertising then from there.
Dude, so I've always like said this. So when my kids or son was first born, it was like, okay, I want him to learn Spanish. Then it turned into like, no, he's got to learn Chinese. And now it's like, no, F that. He's got to go to school for computer science and learn how to freaking write code, right? Because that's truly the language of the future. Now,
although with all the AI shit coming out,
I know ChatGPT does it for you. I don't fully understand that, but I mean, is that really going to put coders and all that out of business, or developers? Or coders the same thing as developer, right?
Yeah, developer. Yeah.
Okay.
Although, it's one and the same. But it's going to change the industry. It's going to change my industry as well, like designers, because now you're, instead of photoshopping, a 50-layer project, you can just ask an AI to produce it based on prompts. But I've been telling people at my work, I'm like, okay, I can foresee that it's just going to evolve, and a new member of our team eventually is going to be an AI prompt generator. Like, there'll be an expert at telling the AI what to produce.
That is extremely interesting.
That's part of where I can see it going.
So just continue to get really good at asking ChatGPT I ask it like, are aliens real, or what is a ghost? Like, I ask it some random dog man. I go ape shit with the ChatGPT some when I have time. But you speaking on the art generator thing, my podcast logo was designed with DALL-E.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
Dolly, dude. And I actually had so much fun messing around.
Yeah.
I paid $15 and bought an additional like 115 credits. I think I still have 70 left, but
It is
it's
fun.
so much fun.
When I first got on it, I messed around, and actually I brought both of my daughters into my office, and I was like, okay, and I told them what it was and showed them one thing, and I was like, just name something. And this was right before Christmas, I guess, and so they were
you're like an early adopter guy.
yeah. So they're like, I was like, just start saying stuff. And they're like, Santa Claus in like in outer space and blah 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 and like all this stuff. And I just typed it in, and it produced these 4 fantastic images. And
Really?
we're all like, what the fuck? Like this is awesome. Like,
It is truly mind blowing.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because you can specify photograph or synthwave or digital art or 3D
Yeah.
render or sketch or
Yeah.
cartoon. It's like it's nuts.
Yeah, it is crazy, and how fast it works, and we're just at the beginning. Like this,
I know that's what
this is just starting. Like I can only imagine what it's going to be like for our kids. You know, it'll just be.
They're not going to have to do shit. You know what it reminds me of, dude, is the Disney cartoon Wall-E. You know, and all the people are just all freaking fat sitting on the spaceship and just connected to their chairs all day. And the robots just like run the world and do everything.
It could happen.
Like that's like, I mean, dude, look at The Simpsons. I should do it like a feature on that one night. Instead of having sections, I think I should just talk and focus on a feature. But The Simpsons have predicted.
All the predictions?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude. Yeah, it's so good. So, yeah, who knows where we're going with that.
No, we're at the beginnings of it being like, you know, available to everybody and like starting to be like pretty smart. But yeah.
But like, okay, so let's say I want to make a phone app or something. I just like, I don't get it how I would just tell it to write code to do this. Like if I say I want to, okay, or let's tie it to like mortgage. I want a mortgage calculator on my website. So will it just write you code for like a little app or plugin or something that you can put?
I think so. I haven't messed around with like making it write any code.
Okay.
But from what I've read, yeah, you can ask it to in specific coding languages as well. You can say like, write me a Angular or React, version of a mortgage calculator.
Shit.
And
What's the main language? Is Java still like the main language out there?
Yeah, and both those things I just said, they're both JavaScript languages. Yeah.
Okay.
It's still the main front end.
What's the other one? Cobra or
Cobra?
Python.
Python is one, yeah. That's for native apps, I think, like iOS apps.
Interesting. Yeah, see, I would love to, like, if I had time, I'd love to go back to college or even community college and just take a class in coding or take a class in, coding or app development. I find it so interesting.
Yeah, I would go, I wouldn't do that, but like I have always thought, like, because I've, things I'm interested in, like,
Sure.
whatever, like space and stuff. I'm like, I'd love to go back, or I'd love to go, like, because I've tried reading books about like quantum mechanics and string theory and all that, and it's just like, phew, I end up reading the same paragraph like 14 times.
Yeah,
and yeah, I'd love to one day, maybe in my retirement, that's what I'll do. Go to like some college classes for stuff like that I want to.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, 100%. I don't believe that they're here or that they've ever come here, but I think it's really selfish and stupid to think that in the vastness of this universe that there is not another single planet out there that is habitable for life. Like, why would there not? How could there not be?
So, okay, do you think that the life is an organism status, or do you think they're us or beyond us?
Tough to say. I assume that there are multiple worlds out there with life on it, and some could just be plant life or whatever that takes shape there, or some could be intelligent. I'm sure. I'm not sure. I can't say I'm sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think that there is, definitely intelligent life out there, and then there's probably less intelligent life too. There's probably some, kind of infant planet stages that like ours was, millions of years ago. That might just have like bacteria, or they might just have some simple creatures there. But
so you don't like believe in reptilians and all that shit?
like all in Hollywood, yeah,
dude, the underground reptilians and just I love that.
No, I can't buy into that conspiracy theory.
That's so funny.
Not so much.
Rad. So okay, but back to like the art and the the digital stuff. So what have you seen online, or you're in advertising and digital apps, or what have you seen online that you think is like really good, I guess, in that space, or a company that has done something super sick? Or
Oh, I mean, all the like the bigger companies, like, well, this might be geeking out a little bit into my own world of user experience, but like
UX.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like companies like TurboTax, like they do a really good job. Uber, like that came out of nowhere and like revolutionized what, nobody was thinking about that.
And by a good job, you mean just how easy it is to do something on either of those platforms or apps.
Yeah, my goal, like what my team does, is we make software, we make apps, we make websites that we try to simplify it for the end user. That end user needs to get from point A to point B, navigate that space. And the easier that we make it, the better we've done our job. So yeah, you look at apps like Uber, like anyone can just pick that up and, very quickly know what to do and how to navigate through that.
So you can mimic that app in the sense of like build a skeleton or almost like a skin for like a website, like a WordPress site. You can buy skins for. You guys build these apps that have all these intricate different ways, but you could apply it to different companies or different industries or spaces. Per se.
Well, yes, per se, yeah. But that's not what we do at work. It's specifically for my company. We do these big, complex, like financial software applications for them that like you're trying to take multiple programs that they use and then combine it into like just one thing. Yeah, it's big. It's a lot.
That's what I feel Salesforce was really good at. It was just kind of.
So they're another great one.
But they're so expensive.
Yeah.
Like insane. But dude, I love that whole PaaS and SaaS space.
Yeah, yeah.
Software as a service, platform as a service. I think it's genius. Genius.
Yeah, it's definitely a good business model, especially for like development focused organizations. Like, yeah, definitely a good business model.
You like what you're doing? It sounds fun. I guess a job's a job. Shit.
Yeah, it used to be more fun when I was younger. Now it's still good. It's still somewhat exciting, but is it my dream job? No, but it's also like it's a good gig, and it's important.
Yeah, yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, might not be like I used to concept and like do like TV commercials and things like that. Like that was fun.
Yeah. Okay.
And now I'm into the world of software design.
But why not build your own app?
I don't need one.
I know, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk to you off air because I have ideas.
Okay.
I would love to be building some apps. That sounds really fun to me. All right, so today I learned Black Lotus. I've talked about in episodes in the past how my brother and I used to collect sports cards. We worked at a sports card shop. In the summer, we were like 10 and 7. We worked 7-8 hours for like $5, so cheap, getting money. The second we got off work, we'd turn around, we'd buy sports cards with it. He was always luckier than I am, but hey. So anyways, around like 92, 93, Magic the Gathering comes out. Magic the card game.
I remember it.
And these guys would come into the card shop, and my brother and I were avid basketball, hockey, football card collectors, baseball, the 4 majors. Sports, and we'd see these guys buying this stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, these idiots, these tools, like, what is this crap? Like, I can't believe they like this. So fast forward, I don't know, 25 years, 30 years. Gosh, it's been a long time. And do you know how much like one pack of those original Magic cards is out of that box?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Are they actually worth money?
Oh my gosh. So one unopened pack is 35 grand plus.
Whoa.
If you have a box, you're looking at like 500K plus. Mind you, the box is probably 200 to I don't know. I wish I could answer that question. So this one's called, today I learned about Black Lotus. Black Lotus Magic the Gathering card. So this is a Black Lotus is a card from that original Series 1 in 92, 93. Sold for $540,000 at auction. A new record.
What?
Yeah, but is still not necessarily well in the collectible card universe. So it says 2 years ago, the previous record-selling card for $510,000. And that's clearly an increase in value, but when adjusting for inflation, it's not entirely clear that it's actually an increase at all. And it's definitely a disappointment compared to the threefold increase in value for Black Lotus seen in 2019 to 2021.
Wow. So I don't know if this is true or not, but I randomly saw a video just the other day about the Mickey Mantle rookie card. and the guy apparently bought it for like 100 and something thousand, and now it's worth like 20 something million. Like, I don't
Wow.
know. I don't know if that's true. Like, that seems really far fetched to me.
No, I mean, I bet, because there's not many of those, and if it's in good condition,
Yeah,
I mean, I bet that very well could be true.
that's crazy.
Because collectible cards, they're really gone up in value these past few years. Because they're like memorabilia now. Some of the newer ones, they're putting like autographs and actual parts of a baseball bat or parts of a basketball or a shoe or a jersey or like the cards are crazy now.
A friend of mine, he's our age, but he's gotten recently into collecting Pokemon cards.
No.
And like reselling them. Yeah. And like his Instagram feed has just turned into that now. All of a sudden he's just like,
So his kids must have loved him, and he
Yes.
got super into it.
yeah, he's got a son who's, I think, probably 10. And yeah, I think his kid got into it, but he's gotten into it, and he's apparently found like you buy these packs, and like there's some in them that
Inserts,
are worth a
yeah.
bunch of money. And so yeah, now that's like his whole existence.
So does he get super lucky and pull these cards, or is he buying them on like the secondary market, then flipping them again?
It seems like both. I've seen him like go and like buy a bunch of packs and then like, open them up and find
That's
some very
dangerous,
lucky
dude.
ones.
Those packs are expensive.
Are they?
I
don't
want to
even know.
say they're at least like $8 a pack.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad.
That's great. That's so funny.
Yeah.
So
I was like, dude, here.
he's just slinging Pokemon
Yeah.
cards on his Instagram.
As a 44-year-old man.
Oh man. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad that's not me. Actually, I wish it was me, because I wouldn't be slinging little Pokemon cards. I'd be slinging 510K Black Lotuses, right?
if you can get
You know how many I mean, at least we got a bunch of like Kobe rookies, and we got a bunch of Kobe. Like, we got some good cards laying around, but
You still have them?
yeah.
Oh, really?
Of course, dude. Look around. Do we still have them? Come on. So I ask everyone that comes here, Carl's Casita, where we're broadcasting from. I mean, describe the room to the folks.
I like it. It's a nice vibe. I love your gigantic curved monitor.
That's for work. Yeah, that changed my life in terms of, I mean, I'm always productive. I feel like I'm really good with time management, but I always had two monitors. So being able to have one big monitor and then my laptop for my emails, my laptop was right there for my emails. It's game changing. It really is life changing. I hate to say that something as vain and flashy is life changing, but man, that has been life changing in terms of work.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's huge, and I can see putting like multiple programs up on it at the same time.
Yeah, I
being
get
more productive.
I got two web windows. I got Teams. I got my text messages. I got
do it all.
Yeah, you really can. It's
one-stop
great.
shop,
It's
yeah.
great, and it's so sharp. You plug an Xbox in, and
Yeah.
it's pretty rad too, because you got the whole surround. But
No, but this no. When I walked in, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is not." I didn't even realize. I didn't even know you had this at your house. I guess I've never been in this model of house in Ladera, so I didn't even realize that there was a separate casita. So yeah, this is perfect.
yeah,
Especially, like,
Carl's Casita, baby.
everyone's working from home, and like it's just nice to be separate. Yeah.
Yeah, I like working from home too. Definitely lucky. So, do you work from home, or you?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So it was funny when we were originally going to move here, I was going to be the one on my team that was going to be remote. And so they wanted me to fly back every 3 weeks. They wanted me to fly across the country.
That's tough.
And I was like, fine, like I get to keep my job.
Yeah, you
and,
got to
like,
do what you got to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, we'll do that. And then of course, like I said, pandemic hit, and then everyone went remote, and then I moved out here. And yeah, we're all still 100% remote. Even the people that live around the office, like they don't go in. They're starting to go in like one day a week for like a meeting, and then they go out to lunch, which is really nice. But a team building kind of thing.
Where is the office?
In Alpharetta, Georgia.
Oh wow.
Like
Okay.
third, fourth.
Dude, because I don't know if you've seen this stuff about Amazon, but they're really pushing their people hard to get back in the office.
Yeah, I think a lot of big tech companies are, but and same with so I work for EY, and we've got offices everywhere, like thousands of them, and they're just paying all these leasing fees for them, and nobody's going in. So I mean, I get it. Actually, right before the pandemic hit, I was part of the team. We were doing a rebuild and rearranging a few of the floors, and they still did it like during the pandemic. Nobody was there, but construction workers were considered essential, so they still did this build out. And,
Sick.
And it was months. It was like a year before anyone even saw it. And now, you got people going in like one day a week, and I think that's about it, honestly.
Well, that's good. They're not forcing you. I thought I had the Amazon article, but they're literally like, people are like, I got hired, on the premise of working remote. I live 1,500 miles away.
Yeah.
They're like, sorry, 3 days a week. 3 days a week. Yeah. And it's just like, it's so heavy. That's so gnarly.
I know. And
those poor people.
I don't. Yeah. Everyone's just as productive, if not more productive, working from home, and then you don't have that commute. I had people that were in traffic. They had like an hour commute each way, so that's 2 hours of their day.
Dude,
and then all of a sudden to not have that, like, that's really nice.
Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. On that same token, in early COVID, I was in a different industry than I'm in now, and I remember just hauling ass on the freeways for like the first time ever. It felt like I was a little kid, right. when it was just not as much traffic, not as bad. Like going to from Irvine to Ladera Ranch at like, rush hours, 7:30 in the morning on the freeway in like 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Just nobody's
doing it.
It was nice. And that's one time I did like love going to the office because nobody was in the office
Nobody's
either.
There,
and you could just like totally, it was fun. I kind of miss that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because when we first moved out here, we moved out from my wife's company because they wanted all the leadership to be in the same building. And we moved out here and she went in like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. And when they had rules in place that you couldn't have people in in the meeting room. You couldn't have more than like 2 people or something in the same room. So they would... all
that CDC bullshit they just made up as they went along.
Yeah, exactly. She'd go into the office and be in her own office on a meeting with somebody in their office, like down the hall. I'm like, why? You just do that from home.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Right.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. That was life changing, dude. It was, I don't miss it. I'm glad we're out of it. I think we're going to be a lot smarter like the next go around, but I'm glad you like the casita. Hopefully. Yeah. Thank you.
No, it's cool. I like all your memorabilia and your cool artwork. It's good.
All right, so I know we just touched on Amazon. Have you ever heard about like them selling? Okay, so I'll just say Amazon is being sued over allegations that it sells donkey meat for human consumption.
What?
Which the Center of Contemporary Equine Studies alleges it's illegal in California under the Prohibition of Horse Slaughter and Sale of Horse Meat for Human Consumption Act of 1998. Holy shit!
Wait, Amazon even Amazon sells meat?
Yeah, I'll get to. Yeah, right. They sell groceries, but did you know it's illegal in California under the Prohibition of Horse Slaughter and Sale of Horse Meat for Human Consumption Act of 1998? So I guess it's illegal for us to sell.
Only in California.
Eat horses. I guess who would want to eat a horse? I'd never want to eat a horse.
I ate a horse once. Not a whole.
What? How? I got to hear that story.
So
a bite. You eat a bite.
No. I had a whole horse steak at a restaurant in France one time. It was on the menu, and I was like, I would never think of doing it.
Sure.
But it was on the menu. Like I've eaten, game like elk, and there you go.
Wow, a horse though. That's gnarly. Would you ever try a dog?
No.
Damn. So did you like it?
It was okay. It wasn't
like, how much did you eat? How big was the steak?
It was pretty big. I mean, it was
like a 10-ouncer.
No, it was bigger than that. I would say like 16 ounce. Probably.
Bone in, bone out.
No, it was bone out. But it was all right. Like it didn't.
Wow.
It didn't taste. It didn't taste that different to
really?
Me. Yeah, like it kind of tasted like a cross between a cow and an elk. Maybe it was like
interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, it was on the menu at this random little restaurant in France, and I was like, "Fuck it, I gotta."
Is that a delicatessen out there, or
maybe?
is that?
But then I've thought about it and like. How is there like they're obviously they have it on this menu at this restaurant, right? So like is there a farm where they're raising these for slaughter?
Well, what did it say? Horse steak or
I can't remember. I think I had to translate it somehow, or maybe it was written in English and French. But yeah, I think it was called like horse steak or steak of horse or something like that.
Horse.
Steak of horse.
Oh, that's gnarly. I love that though. I love the gumption or just the throwing yourself out there like that. Like, yeah, hey,
I've eaten some animals and yeah, it was on the menu. And I was like, why not?
That's rad.
I'll try.
My father-in-law's eaten a bunch of weird animals too, like snake and
yeah, I've had
all
snake.
that stuff.
Yeah, I've had snake. I've had rattlesnake, and there's actually a restaurant in Detroit. That's one of their things that they serve rattlesnake, which
Really?
rattlesnakes are not native to Michigan at all.
I was just
but-
thinking that they
No.
come out here and catch them. Or...
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm out to Ladera.
So how does snake taste?
Kind of like alligator. You ever heard of alligator?
I've heard of it. I mean, I never had it, but hey. So okay,
It's a little bit like maybe like a cross between like chicken and pork. Like
really?
it's
So
a little
alligator's
tough.
not fishy.
No, it tastes like meat, like almost like kind of cross between chicken and pork. Maybe a little firmer, I guess, but no, it wasn't bad.
Dude, that's super interesting. Like super interesting to me.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like random. I've had bear as well.
Where'd you get bear from?
North Georgia, they
They put it on the menu.
they had bear. Yeah, they had bear. Yeah.
Were you a hunter like as a kid or?
No. I've gone hunting one time for like a weekend. It was like a Friday night, Saturday morning, Sunday morning type of thing. It's like sitting in a blind with a rifle.
Oh, shit. 12 gauger.
I didn't see shit. Like waiting there for hours, like getting up before the sun.
I know you can't like do anything, make any noise, like none of it.
Sitting there for hours. I didn't see shit. Like not one.
Oh, that's funny.
Not one deer. I was like,
That's
okay.
funny.
And that was it. That was my whole. That was my foray into hunting.
So, what's like the best animal you've ever eaten, or what's your favorite?
Oh, it's got to be a cow, right? Steak.
Cow. Okay, I mean, I didn't mean like that. I meant like something exotic that you're just like you wish they had more of. That you could go get it maybe once every month or something.
I don't know. Well, we used. I mean, I actually do like. I like venison. Like deer meat is nice.
that's good.
Like a tenderloin from a deer, if prepared properly, is very nice. I've had elk steaks before. Those are very nice if done right. That's about all I can think of that I would actually want to have again.
That's great. You ate snake, alligator. I love that.
I won't go back in for the horse steak again. One and done. That's fine. I've lived.
I love it. All right, so let me finish here. So after the act that is apparently in place, it's 98. There's a lot going on there. Blah blah blah. The global donkey population is being decimated due to high demand for iaho. Yeah, iaho, also known as gelatina nigra, also known as donkey hide gelatin, which hucksters claim has health benefits. Following the lawsuit, a Wired magazine investigation turned up at least 15 edible items for sale on Amazon that claimed to contain donkey, 4 of which were available to ship directly from an Amazon warehouse. The lawsuit wants Amazon to stop selling iaho immediately, and if the company is in violation of the law, it potentially faces a fine for every sale.
That is very
Wired magazine.
And is that just in California? Like everything is known to cause cancer in California.
Well, dude, yeah, because
Don't eat
look,
donkeys in
it's
California.
it violates the law that's illegal in California under the Prohibition of Horse Slaughter and Sale of Horse Meat for Human Consumption Act of 1998.
You go to Nevada though, you can eat the shit out of some
Yeah,
donkeys.
right. Ain't no freaking consumption laws in Nevada. You just eat. Wow, I had no idea.
All the burros that you want.
Yeah, go to Mexico. I bet there's tons of donkeys down there,
Yeah,
painted ones
that's very random.
in weird places. All right, have you ever been to Mexico?
No, we're actually going for the first time in July. I've
Ooh, another one.
Boom shakalaka.
Where are you going?
never been. We're going to the Riviera Maya, like just outside of Cancun. We're
Oh,
flying.
so you're
into
going to
Cancun.
mainland Mex.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Literally,
yeah, okay.
Never been there. We've never been to Mexico, which is funny because now we live so close.
Yeah.
To it,
So I
you
was
know?
talking Baja, like TJ Rosarito.
No, well, we've talked about going to Cabo, so I'm sure like everybody around here goes.
Cabo's
goes,
nice.
Goes to Cabo. It looks nice. We've had some friends that.
But
have
that's
gone
like
there.
nice. Like I'm talking like seedy Mexico.
No,
Like,
no. Where you
I'm
might
gonna
get
organize.
kidnapped.
Yeah, I'm gonna organize a Stein time trip because there's some guys around here that I've met that I like that have never experienced the TJ Baja Rosarito trip. But we're not gonna go and get all weird. We're just gonna go and like surf and hang and it's a sick. You got to do it at least once, dude. It's so much fun.
No, I've never been. Yeah, we're going for the first time in July.
You're gonna have a great time where you're going. It's beautiful. The water's so blue and it's warm.
It looks very nice.
Yeah, you're going to straight paradise, dude.
Yeah,
paradise.
Hopefully be good. It's my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and they're flying everyone there. Like my brother and his kids, and us and our kids, and it'll be the first time ever that my parents have seen all their grandchildren in the same spot.
Really?
It's never happened. Yeah.
Never for a holiday or nothing?
No. So, like, we've always lived.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I was in England. My brother's in northern Michigan, and then I was in Atlanta, and then my parents moved to Florida, and then we moved here. Like, yeah, it's never happened. And like my brother's two oldest boys, they're in the military. So one's in Japan, one's in Alaska.
Dang.
So yeah.
How old are they?
The older two are 20 and 22.
Dang.
And yeah, my parents have never seen all their grandkids.
Dude,
together,
that's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah,
that'll
so
be
like,
so sick.
My parents have been talking about this for, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 years.
Oh,
like,
dude,
our
heck
50th wedding anniversary. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna like fly everybody in. We're gonna all stay at the same place, and yeah, and now
you're gonna have a good time because that's a fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been to the Maya, but I mean, I've been to mainland Mexico. I've been to Cancun. I've been to Mazatlán, Acapulco, stuff. I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong down there.
Yeah,
yeah, you're gonna have an absolute blast. So, what about like Suzanne's parents though? And like, how often do they? Are they in England or did they move over here? Okay.
No, well, I don't. They never. We've talked about it with them for years.
So
did
Suzanne? The only reason she's here is because of you.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, love is love. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got married in England, and we were kind of looking at where to start our lives, and did like a pros and cons list, and like just the cost of living in London versus what you get paid over there. It's crazy, especially when you're 20 something years old starting out. It was nuts compared to moving somewhere like Atlanta where the cost of living was cheap, and there was just like a lot more.
And she had been here as a kid in high school, right?
Yeah.
So she kind of
lived
knew
in the States for 3 years, and so she knew what it was all about, and so we decided let's come stateside, and
then what about her sister? How'd she get out here?
And
Brian, he's British too, right?
He's not. Brian's from Michigan.
What? I could have sworn he has an accent.
He does have an accent. I can't wait for him to hear this. Yeah. No,
but I'm not saying like a Midwestern accent. I'm saying like a proper English accent.
Well, he lived there for 20
Maybe it's not proper.
Years.
Oh, it is proper. Okay.
Yeah.
He sounds like I thought he was British, like I just said.
No. So he and I grew up about 20 minutes away from each other
that's fun.
In Michigan, and then we started dating the twins. And
oh my gosh, that's rad.
And we were all very close, and then he and I worked together, and then when the girls moved to England, like we were traveling back and forth together. And then, we decided, like, we both went at the same time. We moved over there 99, or was it 2000? And then, he stayed. So he was there for 20 years, and I was there for 4.
Dang.
And
okay.
then, we were in Atlanta. They were still in London. And then he's in film marketing. And so they opened up a office in LA. Like he opened up that office and lived there. He was traveling back and forth.
So he markets motion pictures or?
Yeah. Film and TV. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got some good accounts with like Netflix and Universal and stuff. Yeah.
He strikes me as an idea guy. That would be like, I could see him just making crazy guerrilla marketing.
Yeah. He's a clever motherfucker.
Ideas. I need to hit him up on this. Be like, yo.
Yeah.
How can we spend no money and blow this shit up? And I bet he'd have some really good ideas. Oh, you could put this sticker on this girl's ass. No, he seems legit. I think he's funny. He's a great guy. He strikes me as he's funny every time I talk to him.
He's a good dude.
So you've known him since what grade?
I met him like right when he turned 16.
Okay, so like sophomore year. Yeah, that's nice. It's good to have friends like that close.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, because we spent so many years apart, and like our wives, as identical twin sisters, like had not lived near each other, like as adults. Like I think my wife was 20 when we moved to Atlanta. So all that time apart. And so anyway, they moved to LA, and then it was nice that being in the same country, same continent, and then now we're in the same neighborhood. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. But does he have to work in LA or no?
Yeah, he goes up there once in a while and like takes, clients out and his team out and stuff like that. But it's all like,
Yeah, as long as he's not driving there every day, it's good.
No, he takes a train. Actually.
How old are their kids? Or like, what are your nieces and nephews?
They're the exact same age as our kids.
Really?
Yeah, which is really
dude.
It's very random. So
Boom shakalaka.
That's just convenient. That's epic.
yeah, having them being twins and us living in different countries at the time, and they started trying before we did, and then it just so happened that our oldest
Were you on like that ovulation schedule and shit? I used to remember like that our
Oh.
first one, bro. Like I had performance issues because I was just under so much pressure.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
I remember-
ovulation calendar when
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
time to go, that app and shit. Like no, man, no, I can't operate like that. I
remember
can't
that.
do it.
I remember
no.
F as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm heating up. It's coming to these days.
I
Like,
know.
okay.
It's like, baby, like my whole life, I thought like these are the words I wanted to hear and it would be so sexy. And now it's like, I can't. I'm sorry.
It's like forced fun.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like I'm a freaking hooker or something.
No, we got pretty lucky though. I think both of our children, it was like maybe the first month, the first cycle.
Wow, that
or
is lucky, dude.
maybe-
That is way lucky.
I mean, maybe it was like the second one for one of them, but yeah, we got pregnant very quickly both times. And so yeah, just randomly like they had their son, and then 3 months later we had ours, and then
So they were pregnant together.
yeah, and
that's
then
cool.
they've got a daughter who's they're 2 weeks apart. So the older two are 3 months apart, and the other two are 2 weeks apart.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's so rad.
It's nice, and they're like best friends, and like
So cute.
yeah, it's cool. It's very different. Like when we moved to Atlanta and we lived there for 18 years, we had no family around. So everybody, all hers was in England, mine were in Michigan until my parents moved to Naples, Florida. But we had no family at all. So we had good friends that we felt
Yeah.
like they were, family.
Okay.
But no family for,
But I mean, how
almost
is
2
that
decades.
community compared to here? We got multiple swimming pools, skate park, tennis
Oh,
court, or
yeah. No, where I lived, it was a much smaller neighborhood. There was like I don't even know, like 130, 170 houses maybe. And then there was we had like a sister neighborhood across the road that had the pool and tennis courts and all that, and we belonged to there. But
Oh, you had to belong. You couldn't just like hop the fence. And...
no, because our neighborhood HOA was $100 a year.
Oh, get out of
year.
town, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
It was cheap. It was very different than this like master plan community. I never heard of a master plan community until I looked into Ladera, and before we moved here, I was like, "What the fuck is a master plan?"
What is that?
community?
I don't know what that is.
It's this.
Okay, like
they-
multiple amenities.
Like all the amenities, like having
Splash pad, yeah.
Yeah, having like the skate park and the multiple pools and the walking trails, but then also like having like the shops and the restaurants, like
close by.
like that. This is a master plan community. Yeah.
I like that term, master plan.
what they
Hey,
call it.
learn something new every day. All right,
start it.
it is a master community. Super sick bubble within the bubble. Like I said, it's no place better. No place better. All right, so do you have any like today in Ladera, or hold on, let me give you one more actually. So water, right? We've been having
Oh my god. I'm over it.
insane amount of rain. So the West Coast precipitation heavy winter is expected to ease a lot of the water stress at parched reservoirs, with Lake Powell projected to gain 35 feet of water. Have you heard about what's happening in Lake Powell?
Not specifically Lake Powell,
So
no.
it's like it was so low on water a few months ago that it had drained like 20 feet in some areas.
Oh yeah, they were finding like dead bodies and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So basically they're saying we're out of drought, but Lake Powell's projected to gain 35 feet of water as snow melts over the next 3 months. That water wends its way into the Colorado Basin.
Good.
But that only increase it to a third full, which is moving in the positive direction, blah, blah, blah. Groundwater storage levels remain at historic lows and will take years to recover. Lake Mead, which is between Arizona and Nevada, will potentially take more than a year before it changes notice. So what the hell? First they said we're out of drought, and now we're saying it's not like historic groundwater is at historic lows. Like,
Yeah, I don't think we were in like what they're calling, I think, a mega drought. I'm doing air quotes. Nobody can
No,
see it,
hey.
but mega drought, and I think that we'll come out of that mega drought status, but I think we'll still be in a drought. Like they're not collecting all of this. Like a lot of it's running into the Pacific,
California is so bad at collecting water. It's so shocking and it's so frustrating. Have you driven through like up north at all? And you see there's signs from in Central California of the farmers saying they're like F Newsom or protest this, protest that, stop dumping our water, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I was bummed to read that because I thought we were out of drought, dude. I thought we did it. I thought we freaking did it.
It's helping, but it's not total.
Okay, so I think I was gonna ask you, give me do you have any today? I learned today in Ladera. It could be a story, something you saw.
I learned not necessarily today, but recently with all this weather that people don't know how to book a drive.
Oh, dude.
Boom shakalaka.
Yes, they do not.
No.
But we covered that, so they're gonna start learning. They're gonna not stop in the middle of a roundabout.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go right at Cecil Pasture. They're gonna keep going and go left onto Antonio, and we're gonna be good. All right, awesome. So let me see here. How far are we? We're moving, dude. We are trucking. I don't even know what's next. Oh wait, Urban Dictionary words of the week, dude. We gotta cover those before you get out of here. I don't know which ones I have this week actually. Let's see here. All right, so the first one is sweet feet.
Sweet feet. I'm supposed to guess what that is in the Urban Dictionary. Sweet feet. I don't know. So some weird foot fetish.
Some
maybe
weird
smelling
foot
somebody's
fetish.
feet. I don't
Ooh,
know.
that's a good one, dude. That's like smelling their feet. It's just basically, it's almost like that. It says a hot chick with pretty feet that I love with all my heart. So I'm not like a weird fetish guy, and I don't understand like a foot fetish or anything like that. But I do like, pretty feet.
I knew a guy once years and years ago. He had a foot fetish. And he said, he's like, I was like, dude, what? I was like, what is
Like
that?
he wanted to eat them and stuff or lick them?
Oh yeah. He loved all of it. And he said, he was like, oh, so you're a guy, you like boobs, right? And he's like, imagine if you could see boobs all the time. That's what it's like for me. Like in the summertime when girls are wearing sandals. And I'm like, what? Seriously?
Wow.
Super random. I was
Damn,
like,
so
right.
he's just horny all the time in the summer.
For feet, yeah.
For feet, dude. Wow.
To each their own for sure. But yeah.
He's on OnlyFans all the time, huh?
Yeah,
Just like, that's so good. Wow. All right, we put that one to shame, dude. Shout out to Foot Fetish Homeboy.
Yeah, he'd be.
Hey, to each their own though. At least he's like, at least he owns it. At least he
Yeah. He wasn't.
he wasn't shy about it. He claims that shit.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, Snail Blazer.
Snail blazer. What the hell? Okay, when you got a runny nose and you're wearing a blazer, you wipe your nose on the sleeve.
So it says, a person who may not be fast moving or fast talking, but is making a difference in the world in their own way, possibly quietly or nearly imperceptibly, akin to a trailblazer.
Yeah, that's what I was
except
saying.
at a more relaxed pace.
Like a trailblazer, but who goes about it a little slower. Okay.
Responsive to snacks, kindness, reason, and naps.
Snacks and naps.
In a sentence, my childhood neighbor was a prolific knitter and snail blazer in local craftism.
I can see that.
Good. Wow. Where are we going to? I need to make up some of my own Urban Dictionary. All right, how about I'm gonna make up my own for you, Georgia guy. So Barney. What's a Barney?
A Barney. Having sex in a barn?
Ooh, I like that. A Barney, like a little. Okay, like me. No, that's not what it is. So a Barney, I guess, would be short for barnyard or barn door. It's like if you're in the ocean surfing and someone calls you a Barney or on land, like you're a Barney. It's short for kook. Like you belong on a farm in a barn. You're like a barn door. You're just big door. You get in the way.
Okay.
Sit there and float. So Barney's like short for kook. Or
I've maybe heard that. I ski. I'm a skier, and I hear there's the term jerry.
There you go.
Jerry. Well, it sounds similar.
I like that.
Yeah.
So have you ever tried snowboarding?
I did. Yeah. Like when I've been skiing since I was 5, and when I was like 18, 19, maybe. Yeah, 18, 19. I tried snowboarding for 2 seasons, just rented a snowboard and holy shit, it was really hard.
Yeah, it can
hurt my knees, hurt my ass. I was like, I'm good at skiing. I'll just stick with it.
There you go. Skiing, I feel like you can maybe go faster, but
yeah, I went last year out to Colorado. Met up with a friend. He's a big snowboarder, and we had never rode together. And yeah, he was kind of nervous, that we wouldn't be the same speed and everything. But no, he was good. He was cruising.
Sick.
Yeah.
Have you been to Big Bear?
Oh yeah. A few
Okay,
times,
yeah, I mean nothing special there. What about Mammoth?
Yes, went to Mammoth last year for a week. Took the fam. I'm trying to get back there again. Actually, I'm on their email list. They just sent an email that said they're gonna be open until at least the end of July because the base that they have, it'll take that long to melt down. I'm sure in July the snow will be shit, but
you can
that's
still
incredible.
go. Yeah,
that's
it's
crazy.
insane. Mammoth's. Oh, I love Mammoth. I love Mammoth so much.
It's
such a magical place. That mountain.
It is. It's really nice.
Great town. Great town.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, so let's see. Off my chest here. All right, I don't know which one we're gonna go with. My 13-year-old daughter doesn't have any friends. How sad. Sad trombone. Right? I think I brought this one up because okay. I know it's a tale as old as time, but bear with me in my little rant. This school year, it seemed that she was making new ones. She was happy till today. Today, these new ones was speaking about hanging out and doing a sleepover tomorrow. In front of her, of course. My daughter is not invited. She came home from school quite upset, but not crying, but sad, and really thought that she was making improvements with the group. But it's crystal clear that they don't see my daughter as a friend. She isn't new in her school. It is her school from her first day of school. It is her school from her first day of school, but it's a small school and she have a few options to befriend with another girls. These new ones are 1 year older than her. Basically says they're heartbroken. Oh, here we go. Sorry for my broken English. It's not my mother language. Yeah, mother. Okay. Anyway, so girls are tough, dude, right?
Yeah.
I feel like girls, so we both have girls and I feel like I'm not like guys, you get mad at each other. You just punch each other, or, right. Cuss them out or something. But girls, I feel like can be like malicious.
Yeah, I think maybe the emotional intelligence of boys versus girls is very different. Like boys, I don't have boys, but I see other boys and they just seem crazy and kind of like single tracked.
Yeah,
where girls are a little bit more, I don't know, maybe more well rounded in their thoughts, I guess.
That or just that they can be like, I feel like they can be way meaner to each other.
Yeah, see, I haven't yet to experience that.
So that's good. Yeah. That's good.
I mean, luckily, like our oldest, like she's 12 and she's a good kid and she hasn't, she's been around some girls, I think, that maybe were like, okay, this isn't a friend type and I shouldn't continue hanging out with them. And she's made that decision to drop them, which is fine.
Nice.
But then there's been other times where it's like, okay, like, yeah, somebody, so-and-so said something or so-and-so sat next to this person at lunch and it just ruins their day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's it. That's all they know. That's their world, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't have like all these like bigger outside influence. Like you talk about, we live in a bubble within a bubble. Shit, they live in a bubble in a bubble in a bubble because it's their little world and that's all they know. They don't know anything else.
Yeah, that's true.
So I do feel bad for them sometimes where it's like, the whatever that woe is for the day, like that's their whole thing. Like,
yeah.
Like everything's horrible because of this one little thing. And like, they tell us and we're like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not, you don't want to brush it aside because you care about their feelings, but also it's like, God, that's not a big deal. Like I've told my kids, like, think about life and like the grand scheme of things in the outside world. Like, and I don't want to downplay them and like hurt their feelings, but also like what they're dealing with at that time.
Yeah,
it's not that big of a deal, but it really is their.
Yeah, so you got to
world.
Approach it. And I hear that. I hear that.
It's tough.
It reminds me, like, so my oldest son or my oldest kid will hear my middle girl like saying stuff about her friends or whatnot, and he'll be like, "Henry, just punch him."
It's a simple solution.
Yeah, that's his solution.
Some girls will.
Yeah, some girls will. So it's like, oh man, my middle one's just so sweet. And same with your youngest. So girls Be nice out there. Be nice out there, girls.
Yeah.
All right. So, wow, man, I'm pretty much out of stuff. One thing I did want to touch on real quick, and I will never talk about like business on this show, try to say what I do, but there was a loan program come out. I mean, us and all our friends are beyond first-time home buyers, but this is kind of like a public service announcement for California. So real quick, a year ago, the payment on a $500,000 house with 20% down and 3.75%, which is roughly what the mortgage rate was on a 30-year fixed, would be around $1,855 for principal and interest. So that monthly payment for the same house, with house prices up 3% year over year and mortgage rates currently at about 6.75, would be $2,672. So almost $1,000 more, an increase of 44%. And monthly payments are just continuing to go up and up. So therefore, what that's done is it's really placed our class of buyers, you and I, what I would consider to be a step-up buyer, right? So we're not first-time home buyers. If we buy a house again or when we choose to move, it's going to be to step up in size or step up in quality, value, just to step up. Period. Or we're gonna sell when all our kids are gone. And
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. I'll step down.
Step down.
Well,
Step down. So those are really our only choices. And you're not stepping down for at least 15 years, at least. And it's impossible to really step up right now because even though home values are high, if we were to sell, we wouldn't be able to have that much of a step up because interest rates are so high. Unless your home is all cash, which I think 30% of homes in America have no mortgage at all, but you get what I'm saying. So it's a very weird time in the market right now. So essentially what I'm trying to say is starting on Monday, HFA there's a program through the government. Talk to a loan officer. If you know any first time home buyers, maybe they've been unable to buy. They're starting this program. It's part of the Dream for All program. And they've allocated these funds essentially. And what they're going to do is they're going to give you a 20% down payment. The government, the California state is going to give you 20% down payment to get into that home. And what that's going to do is it's going to help you qualify for a much bigger home. Because that's the other problem, right? People that maybe wanted to buy. So the median home right now in California is $715,000. Yeah, and in the nation it's like 384 or something.
You think about other states where like you can buy a pretty decent house for like 250, 300.
Dude, it's effing heavy. It's effing heavy. But hey, we love the bubble in the bubble. So it's really people that could afford that a year and a half ago with rates lower are now all of a sudden cannot afford that because rates are so higher. Like as we just saw, mortgage payments so high. So this 20% down, it's really it's going to make you a really attractive buyer because anybody putting more than 3.5% or 5% down is always attractive, and B, it's going to make your mortgage payment a lot cheaper.
But what's the
catch?
The interest on that? Yeah.
So the interest rate it'll be at today's interest rates, but the catch is that 20% down they're giving you, it's not going to be forgivable. You're going to have to pay it back when you sell the house, or if you were to do a cash out refinance that's higher than that amount. But essentially, mainly, I would just look at it as paying it back because these are starter homes, right? It's only first time home buyer eligible, or you cannot have owned a property in the last 3 years.
Okay.
So pretty much first time home buyers. It's not for investment homes. It's not for any of that. But the catch is that you're going to have to pay back that 20% as well as any of the equity the home gains. You're going to owe 20% of that equity to the government.
Oh, wow.
But I would still do it. I would do it. You don't like that?
I don't know. 20% of the equity?
I think it's a fantastic program. I mean, dude, what is the other? What's the other option then? To not do it and put 5% down, have PMI, your mortgage payment's going to be huge.
Yeah.
You're playing with someone else's money. It's essentially free money. I mean, I get it. It's not
free, quote, air quotes here, free money.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to have to pay it back with 20% of whatever equity you gain in the home. But I mean, it's going to put first time home buyers in a really strong position. So,
yeah,
I bring that up just to say, I know it's crazy in California. And if anybody out there knows anybody that's maybe been discouraged from looking at a home or anything like that, just tell them, ask your local person about the CAL HFA program. They'll give you 20% down. I think it's solid.
But, yeah,
For the first timers out there, there's younger millennials. Yeah, no, it starts on Monday, so they just kind of introduced it. And like I said, it's not really like a showy thing, but I really think it's. I want people to own in California. I want people to buy. That's one thing. Like we. How could I put it? Like I'm Californian till I die, born and raised, born and bred. I love California. I don't think there's any better state in the nation in terms of weather, everything we have, beach. Like it's the most beautiful, epic state there is. But it's just the politics that have made it kind of a drag, which I'm not going to go there. But my wife and I had talked about going out and moving to Tennessee. But yeah, we did. Oh, wow. But at the end of the day. We just couldn't go because California is just it's magical, But on that same token, one of the main reasons we were thinking about it, or is just for the pure fact of when our kids grow up and get married and start to have their own families or whatever. Well, my daughters will be locked in a room till they're 30. So, but when my son grows up and gets married and has his own family, then. I would like them. I mean, selfishly, I would be nice if they could live kind of close, right? See my grandkids. They don't have to be like a mile away, but within a car drive or, something like that. And I just think like if we stay here, like right here, how are they ever going to be able to do that? Maybe, maybe one of three of them or I don't know. It's tough.
I know. I've got a lot of, Facebook friends, like people that I went to high school with and stuff that they've all stayed. They're all there.
In Ann Arbor,
like out in between Ann Arbor and Detroit, but they're all there, and their families there, like they're so like the kids have like all their cousins, aunts and uncles, multiple sets of grandparents. I'm a little jealous of that, but also like I like the fact that I moved away and did different things. Sure. But then I think about the future and like, oh geez, like our kids, like what are they going to do? Are they going to go away and we're not going to have that relationship with them? I would like that. As far away as our families are, we do still see them. And one of the things that we talked about years ago is the fact that we don't live close together, but when we get together, it's usually for like a 2-week stint. That's nice. That's and nice. So you're sharing a home for 2 weeks, and like you create those bonds, and that is nice, and that is different than like if my parents or her parents lived like 40 minutes away and they just came over for like a Sunday lunch or dinner or something, and you're only seeing them for a couple hours a week. Like that is different. It's a very different kind of lifestyle for sure. But yeah, I think about that too. Like what's going to happen? Like, are our kids going to go away to college? Like we've already talked to our kids about, possibly going to England for school. Like they could go there and it's a hell of a lot cheaper.
School's cheaper there.
School's cheaper there. Yeah. It's like, it's government subsidized. So
wow.
It's,
even like Oxford and those gnarly ones.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Cause I think maybe those are considered private. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a lot cheaper for sure. And also like, I did it and it was like a cool life experience. Like totally. It's a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
So I would encourage them to, do what they want, go as far as they want. But then also, it's like you think about the future, like when they're finally settling down, are they going to settle down by us? Like, or like, shit, where are we going to be? I don't even know. So yeah.
If you're there for 20 years or more, you get a free accent.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. He is from Michigan. I'm shocked, dude. It's the shocker of the night right there. Straight up. I bet it helps the business too, right? You just like sound so professional English. Like,
yeah, very astute.
Yeah. So has Suzanne's accent, is it the same as it's always been, or is she like, it got less thick, or what I'm saying?
It has waned, and people like her friends will definitely point it out, like when we go and visit and stuff, like, oh, you sound so American. She's like,
oh, that's funny.
Like I don't even, I mean, being together for 27 years
yeah,
now,
you don't
like,
even notice.
I don't even notice it. Like I do once in a while, she'll say a word that I'm like, oh, actually that's been a thing like throughout our entire relationship. Us being together and then me living over there and us living over here, certain words, like somebody will say something and I'll be like, wait, is that how they say it in England or is that how they say it in America? Like, is that the American version of it? And we get confused sometimes.
What about like cool slang? I know they got some cool slang words.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of slang. Well, they've got Cockney rhyming slang. I'm sure you've heard of that.
Give me one.
That's like an old thing. I think from like the 60s. Cockney rhyming slang, but it's a thing. Like from like East London.
Like snatch.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but if you
sick.
say like up the apples. Apples and pears, stairs. So you're just talking about going upstairs.
Wow,
up the apples,
that is intense.
Yeah, have a butcher's hook, a look, have a look. That's
Wow.
a butcher.
See, I would have thought a steak or give me some meat. Wow.
Yeah, I used to have a book years and years ago, rhyming slang. There's tons of it.
And Suzanne's fluent in it.
No, well, yeah, she can, but she doesn't use it in normal vernacular.
That's great.
She's not a rough one from East London.
Dude, London is I need to go there. I've never been there. I would love to go there. Yeah, there's so much like history there, like history that I love.
Unlike earlier where I said Atlanta is not it's a living city, it's not a cool place to visit. London is a very cool place to visit. Like super cool. Like it's just, I mean, it's as historic as you want it to be, and like just it's got a vibe for sure.
The river
cool.
Thames like all through it.
Thames.
And Thames.
Thames. Yeah, it looks like Thames for sure, but
dude,
Thames for some reason.
And then what's the pound at right now? Do you know?
Oh, it's low. Yeah, it's it used to be like almost double. So our American dollar did not go that far back then, but now it's becoming closer and closer. I think it's like 1.2 something.
Wow, that's pretty close.
Yeah, it's close. And like when we were over there, I forget when that was last summer. The euro was like right on par with the dollar. Like it was like
no way.
It was like a 1-to-1 ratio.
1-to-1.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When I was in Europe last, it was like $1.35.
Oh really? Where'd you go?
Oh gosh, I was all over France, Portugal. The last time I was there, let me think. Yeah, it was going to be Portugal, which I love. It's like a mini San Francisco, Lisbon.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Lisbon. I have not been. Yeah, I would like to go there.
And France too, I like a lot. South of France, like Biarritz, Hossegor, Anglet.
Yeah. Get yourself a horse steak over there, man. If you're so inclined.
Dude. No, but you see that little bottle that says like the entree cote or whatever?
Yeah.
So my wife and I were on our honeymoon, and that's in Bordeaux. And literally we're like walking around the city, and there's this line in this building that's literally like across the side of the building and all the way down like the next block. And we're looking like, what the hell are all these people doing? Like, it's like this massive line, and it turns out it's some restaurant, and all they make is just like this one kind of steak. So there wasn't even like options on the menu really.
Oh, wow.
It was like all for this one thing, and you sit down, and like that was the name of the place, Le Entree Co.
Nice.
And I don't know, I just remember that, but it was a good steak. It definitely wasn't horse meat, but it was fantastic with the glass of Bordeaux, and
yeah.
I'd just never seen that before. Literally, like I think the restaurant was only open like for dinner time only for like 5 hours, and and people were lining up. It was nuts.
At a certain amount every night, and once it sells out, they're done.
Yeah, right. They know how to do it over there. Dude, they know how to do it.
Well, my wife will still talk about to this day one of the most random but best meals. We were in Paris. We were young, probably like, I don't even know, like 18, 19.
Oh, wow.
We were in Paris for a weekend, and we went to doing touristy things. We went to the Eiffel Tower, and we were standing in line, and there was a hot dog vendor. Ooh. But not like a hot dog vendor like you'd see in like LA or New York or something. These gigantic, fresh French baguettes, about, like 2, maybe 18 inches long or something like that. They were big. And then a big like hot dog, a sausage, so they had a big steam pipe that came out of the hot dog cart, and they would cut the top off of the baguette, push it up on the pipe, and it would push all the bread down.
Yum.
They would line it, they swirled it with ketchup, and then put the big giant hot dog in it, and then capped it back and gave it back to you. And we ate that while we were in line for the Eiffel Tower, and it was phenomenal.
Dude, that sounds so good.
Yeah, it was like...
And baguettes were
Yeah, it was quite the hot dog.
Dude, that's genius. I remember when I went to Amsterdam, like the Dutch fries, that was all new to me.
Oh, yeah.
The way to eat French fries. They have like a million sauces for these French fries.
Yeah, so that's where we went last summer. We went over to England and visited Suzanne's parents and brother and family, and then we went with her parents and our kids. We went to Amsterdam. I went to Amsterdam when I lived over there when I was 20.
Sure.
With a bunch of guys. And
Hell yeah.
That was a very different trip.
Dude, we went and stayed in a hostel in the red light district.
Right?
It was
Oh, no.
insane. Like it was I was with Kels on that trip. It was crazy, dude. Just literally watching girls shake their ass in the wind like a pet store or something.
Yeah, we walked through one. I went with like 5 other guys, and we walked through the red light district, and like look at those people in the window. You're just like, wow, this is a real thing.
This is new. Yep. I'll take that. Okay.
Yeah, we went there for the coffee shops.
Sure.
And had
I remember that was a trip too. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Did you at least pass out in your room, or did you pass out in the streets?
No, in the room. Actually, I have a not safe for air story that I'll have to tell you.
Yeah, but it's not just coffee shops. They got like magic mushrooms over there. And everything.
that was going to be part of my story.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll give you one from Bali for me too with that, because
so we went last summer.
Oh wait, I thought that was Ric Flair. Too many beers, but okay, last summer.
Yeah, we went to England, and then we went to Amsterdam and took the family there, and that is an awesome city.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's
like
beautiful.
it's like I love the culture there, and like how the people are. Like it was cool, and it was
one of my favorites. Like the Rembrandt House, the Anne Frank House.
Yeah, we went to both.
So sick, and the canals.
It's just nice. Yeah, exactly. It's just nice walking around there. It's like such a walkable.
And then you got the coffee
city.
shops.
Yeah. We did not partake this time.
Not at all.
No, not with my wife's parents.
Oh yeah, I guess I don't know.
And our children. Like,
gosh, it's been some years for me, but if I'm there, oh man.
Now we walked.
Got to have at least like one day, right?
I mean, you might have got a contact high walking by, so, for sure.
I know, it's so potent nowadays. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I remember being like 15, 16, and like buying like bags of what we used to call swag.
Swag, yeah.
Swag.
Swag, yeah. Okay, brown, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Sprayed with Windex like to get across the border, and like seeds.
The Bammer, dude. The Bammer.
It's like, it's very, very, it's come a long way.
Yeah, look, when I was young, just like chronic or swag, you know, chronic or swag. There was like indoors, outdoors, but it wasn't like chronic sativa. Hybrid, freaking cookies, glue, I don't know, all this shit, wax, like dabs, they got dabs, a dab. It's like, what?
No, it's become a whole culture.
So instead of like rolling it up in a joint or like smoking it out of a little pipe or something, you've now melted it into this extremely high potent wax, and you freaking smoke it out of a crack pipe.
Yeah, like what?
I'm like,
that's what's happening.
Okay.
No, is it like you could get swag, and then when I was probably like 17 or something, 18, all of a sudden something called hydro.
Yeah, I remember Kush. I remember Kush. I had to go to LA to get some good ass Kush.
Oh, we had to get it from Canada.
Okay, nice.
I grew up about 15 minutes away from the border of Canada.
Is it legal in Canada, or that's just where it came from?
It is now, but back then it wasn't. No, that's just where they grew it, because there's just
that's interesting.
Guess because there's just so much empty space up there, maybe. I don't know, or the laws were a little bit more lax than.
So wait, where does Canada border it? Georgia or
no, Detroit.
Detroit. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like literally like 15 minutes on the freeway east of me, you'd be in downtown Detroit. And in downtown Detroit, they had it's called the Ambassador Bridge. I still remember that. Ambassador Bridge, and then there's a tunnel, and you can take either. You can go across the bridge, or you can go under the river, Detroit River, and you come out in a place called Windsor, Canada. And it was a really cool like downtown that we used to go to. So the drinking age was 19 there.
Well, that's sick. It's like TJ for us, but drinking age is like 10 there.
Right. Yeah. So my brother-in-law Brian and I, when we were like 17, we used to make fake IDs.
Nice. That's
I'd
legit ones.
Yeah, pretty legit.
Ooh, now we're talking.
I'd scan your driver's license
Yep,
in,
yep.
and I would take it into Photoshop, and I would change the date around, but so it'd still be your picture, it'd still be your
Yeah.
address. Like I changed the driver's license number too, just in case. And then I'd print it out. My dad, I was at my parents' house. My dad had a really nice color printer,
Dude.
And I print it out. And Brian, I hope I'm not telling too many tales here.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you're
Brian.
good.
Sorry, Brian.
Hey, the Jeopardy is passed or whatever they call it.
He would take your license, and back then it wasn't like a credit card, like a plastic card. It was this laminated like ID
Interesting.
that had like the state seals in it, and he somehow developed this technique of soaking it in hot bleach water for 3 days,
What a G.
cutting 3 sides of it and taking like Goo Gone or Goof off and rubbing the original one off, and then he'd put my printed one in, and then he had a fucking laminator.
No
And he
shit.
put it through the laminator, and it was legit. Like
Bro.
it was.
So he was
so real.
hijacking holograms.
Yeah.
Dude, that is
No, it didn't
badass.
have a hologram. It was just seals, like imprinted on the plastic.
But I get what you're saying.
But after laminating, they would still be there faint, but you could still feel them. And so, yeah, we were selling them, and they were pretty legit. And so
Dude.
we'd go to Canada at like 17, 18,
Yeah.
and have fake IDs that said you were like 20, because the dream was 19.
Yeah.
It was a
Dude,
it was a
that
wild
is
time.
genius, dude. That is so good. Wow. I'm off my freaking soundboard game tonight, but hold on. Dude. And how much were you charging per pop?
50 or 100. If we knew you, we charge you 50. If we didn't know you, we charge you 100.
And how long did it take you to make one?
Not long. Like he had to soak them for a few days, 2 or 3 days. And then it took me maybe like an hour and a half to like Photoshop it and print it out and cut it out all nice. So yeah, it wasn't
Did
too
it
bad.
scan or did it not have a barcode at that time?
Oh, dude, they didn't have that shit back then.
Dude, nice. See, our IDs were always they always scanned.
Oh, really? You always had
Yeah.
that? We didn't have like the scanner at the back, the mag stripe, like nothing. It was literally like just this laminated card. And the only way it was like legit was these state seals were like melted into it. So
Dude, that's I love that. That is so resourceful. It really is. It really is. I mean, I don't know if that's violating federal law or just
Probably.
like regular law, but hey,
we're crossing.
it sure beats the hell out of selling drugs. I'll tell you that much.
We're crossing country borders to get taking them into Canada.
International affair.
So,
Dude, it's like Catch Me If You Can, Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
yeah. Statute of limitations, though, I think we're safe.
Yeah, you're safe. You
been-
probably did.
it's been 20
They can't
it's been
prove
20
it.
it's
You're
been
just
25
you're just
years.
lying to make yourself look cool.
Yeah.
They can't prove that. Dude, that is great. Fantastic. So we are happy to have you in Ladera Ranch. I mean,
Happy to be here.
it is like how you see yourself staying for quite a while.
Yeah. We have said like now that we've bought finally, it took us a while. We got into I don't know if I told you before. We got into 6 different bidding wars on houses.
Wow.
We were looking for, and speaking of like going back to the interest rate stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like we were originally at like going to be like 2.8.
Wow,
And,
yep.
yeah. And then it was like 6 months later, like it just kept going up, and we're locked in pretty decent anyway. But
Yeah, you got in at a good time.
yeah, but it took a while to find the right spot, but we're glad to be here. And dude, this street, this area is
I know.
amazing. I love it.
Yeah, we got the double cul-de-sac right
Yeah.
here, but you're my first like neighbor to come on, so
Nice.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we like it here. We're gonna stay. We'll stay in this house until the kids are gone, and then we won't. You know, I don't see the point in living in that big house and not having kids in this neighborhood. Like let some sell it and let some other family raise their kids here.
Definitely.
You know, we'd like to maybe get like a 2-bedroom condo down in San Clemente, like overlooking the ocean.
San Clemente.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, it's cool. I wish the schools were better there because we looked at it. Like we love that little like town aspect, you know, being able to walk to that little like
Del Mar Street. Yeah.
if you lived on one of those streets like around there and being able to walk to.
So you
all
looked on
shops
the
and
ocean
restaurants.
side. You didn't look in like
Yeah.
Talega or Forester.
We did. We went and looked at a house in Talega that had an ocean view that I actually really wanted, but then I got vetoed just because we didn't want to switch the kids' schools again. So I was like, that's fine. All right, well, and plus
Yes,
Talega,
baby.
Talega has a different vibe. Like the house was cool and it had an ocean view, but then it was just like it was a street, and then once you go out onto the other street, it's like a main road, like a divided highway with street lights, like stoplights and everything. It didn't have this vibe.
The community vibe.
Yeah, it felt like you would know the people on your street, and that would be maybe it. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. That is a good way to put it, though. Yeah.
Yeah, because like once you left that street, it just felt like more of a main road than it does here with like the roundabouts and you know, everything. So
it's always action, always someone walking or
Oh,
tons
yeah.
of parks and or like I feel like we're not gated, but it almost feels gated.
yeah, it's definitely the bubble in the bubble for sure.
Let's go.
But I love it. But yeah, we looked over at like what is that called? Essentia?
Or Rancho Mission Viejo.
RMV. Yeah.
RMV.
But you know, we looked at a few houses in there, and all it was so like. All the houses felt really overlooked and like it wasn't mature. Like the tree, fair enough. They'll in 15 years, like the trees will be there and everything. They'll be mature, but like they felt like they were kind of packed on top of each other and wasn't planned out as well as this. So we just kept coming back to Ladera, and then we actually, because our rental house was only about 3 blocks away, we knew this little pocket here. And we had some friends that live on the 3rd street over there. And we're like, oh, God, if we can get a house over there, that'd be awesome. And shit, here we are. And yeah, we love it. So yeah, we'll definitely raise our kids here. We love it.
I'm trying to remember who lived in your house before you.
A guy named Jeff.
Jeff. He was a character.
I think he was older. Like he raised his girls. Yeah, I think he had 2 daughters.
He's a good guy. He was a great guy.
Yeah, I think he had 2 daughters, and so he raised his family there. And yeah,
he was like neighborhood watch, dude. He was OG. Yeah, he was OG. He was on the HOA board.
Yeah,
all of it. Oh, I forgot to go over the Ladera happenings, but on the 1st, I think April 1st, they have like the Easter egg hunt or whatever. Mm-hmm. Is it April 1st? Hold on, I'll tell you real quick because I got to go over the happenings and then we can get the F out of here. Yeah. Tired of hearing me speak, I bet.
I'm not. I don't know if you're listening.
Don't flatter me. Yeah, Saturday, April 1st. Damn, I'll be gone, dude. I'll be in Hawaii. So, okay, it says, but that's the Easter egg hunt. That's the big one, you know, where they have all the booths and stuff and wristbands.
Oh, really?
And the kids win all the crap.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. The big egg hunt.
Yeah.
The big egg hunt.
Well, I've heard we're having one on our street as well.
Yes, always. But April 1st is the big one with the one at Founders.
Okay.
So it says here, wristbands are $7 through 5 p.m. Wednesday, March 29th, or $15 on the day of the event. And those just give you the unlimited games, I think. And then the toy drive drop off April 17th through 21st. Wreath, where's the other one, dude? It should talk about the garage sale again. That's my favorite one. Have you ever done the Ladera garage sale?
No, I mean, I've seen
Never shopped or sold?
No, I have not. No, because when we moved out here 2 years ago, we purged everything.
Yeah, that's good.
So I didn't really have shit to put in a garage sale.
But that's coming up on like April 21st, I think. So keep that one in your calendar.
I'm looking forward to the summer concert series coming back. That's fun.
Those are good times.
It's just a cool thing. And again, going back to my Ladera pro tip with the e-bikes, that's what we do. So we take the e-bikes down there with the kids on the back and like a blanket in the basket, and it's awesome. You don't have to worry about parking.
That's money. That's money or walking.
Yeah.
Fireman John was on last week with me, and his pro tip was buy a wagon.
Okay.
Buy a wagon. So, you know, perfect for those events too. And he said, make sure your wagon's big enough to fit like your 2-year-old in there or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're going to have to
don't want to walk,
pull them or drag them around. But yeah, e-bike, I need to get an e-bike.
Yeah.
I do. I just don't want my son dicking around on it and killing himself.
Well, that's the thing. You've got an odd number of kids too. So if you and Kelsey got one each, then
I don't trust Kelsey driving that, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I took her to Europe, I mean, she did okay on the bike, but oh man, her younger sister, man, just horrible bike riders. Bike riders. You know? So yeah.
They're pretty easy to handle. Although my parents came here and we let them ride it, and we were riding. Actually, we borrowed my brother and sister-in-law's because they've got the same ones. And so while my parents were here, like, oh, can my parents borrow your bikes? And they're like, yep. We went down. We were going down to I think I think we were going to San Juan Capistrano for lunch. We were
Nice.
riding through. My mom bailed on it. She dipped and just fell.
No.
She was fine. Like, luckily she was only going she was going around a corner like at 2 miles an hour. But yeah,
Oh man,
just
what?
did.
She just slid out, or what happened?
yeah, she just, I don't know. She's just an old lady.
just
fell over.
Oh.
And those bikes, they're not light. They weigh like 55 pounds.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Was she
just
bleeding, or she was
no,
good?
she was fine. She fell into a bush.
Dude,
She was fine.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Well, hey, dude, thank you so much for joining me.
this was
Seriously,
fun.
dude. Yeah, I'm gonna get you back in here. Like I said, I think I
like it.
told you, like the TTYS editions that talk
Yeah,
to
yeah.
your spouses.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you and Suzanne, Kels, and I.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And just I'm gonna circle back on guests too.
Yeah.
for sure, because I think this whole thing is just about staying in touch with people, growing the
Yeah.
community.
I like
and
it.
just, I mean, is there anything you want to talk about, or that we didn't cover? Or
I don't think so. I mean, unless you want to wax philosophical about a bunch of bullshit.
wax philosophy? I just learned what that, or wax poetic. Wax poetic. I learned
yeah,
what that
that
was. But yeah, dude.
No, this is good. And I was saying to my wife earlier, like, this is cool that you're doing this. Like, it's very different, and like you're putting yourself out there. And then obviously you had Tim and Daryl on, and they're my friends, and it was cool to like hear their perspective and to like learn. I learned things about them that I might
love
not
that.
have ever learned from a course of any like hanging out with them interactions. So yeah, this is cool. It's a really cool thing that you're doing. I like it, dude.
Oh, thank you
job.
so much, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we will see you again soon.
Thank you.
Everybody will be dancing and be doing it right. Everybody will be dancing and be feeling alright. Everybody will be dancing tonight, doing it right. Everybody will be dancing and we're feeling it right. Everybody will be dancing and be doing it right. Everybody will be dancing and we're feeling alright. Everybody will be dancing tonight, doing it right. Everybody will be dancing and we're feeling it right. Everybody will be dancing and be doing it right. Everybody will be dancing and we're feeling alright. Everybody will be dancing tonight, doing it right. Everybody will be dancing and we're feeling it right. Everybody will be dancing and be doing it right. Everybody will be dancing and we're feeling alright. Everybody will be dancing tonight, doing it right. Everybody will be dancing and we're feeling it right. Everybody will be dancing and be doing it right. Everybody will be dancing and we're feeling alright. Everybody will be dancing tonight, doing it right. Everybody will be dancing